Hey, 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 put your lighters up. Ganja's in the house. That's right, honey. Welcome back to Queening Out with your host, Joseph Shepard, and me, Miss Laganja Estranja.
So, Laganja, I want to know, how did you feel our first episode back after a year?
Right. I think it did really well. I was so happy to see so many positive comments, people saying they had missed us. So, yeah, I felt a lot of love from people. What about you?
I felt great. I loved reading the comments. I loved seeing that this was our highest viewed and watched episode of all time.
No way!
Yeah, so thank you all so much.
Yes.
We've been doing this every summer for the past 3 years. So
that's crazy.
It was crazy.
That's crazy. Well, as long as they keep churning out the All-Stars, we'll keep queening out.
Yeah, we'll keep queening out. One thing I was not queening out about, as I'm looking directly into this camera, was some of these comments. Now I understand I was wearing a hoodie. I understand that I had little curls, my curls. One, somebody said I was wearing a piece.
A piece?
A piece?
Like a toupee?
Yes!
Oh, that's hateful.
And then somebody said he's not in his Ozempic era, he's in his big girl era. You, whoever you are, this is directly at you. I know I got a little bit thicker. I know it. And I have been working to get the weight off. So don't comment on people's weights. I did a total of 6 workouts this past week. So I'm getting back to it. So let's be nice to people.
And I did a total of 0 workouts. And you know what? I think you're a goodie in a hoodie. And I think you look thicker than a Snicker.
Ooh.
And you're giving daddy vibes.
Ooh.
And whatever else anyone has to say, well, fuck off.
Yes.
Period.
Fuck off.
But actually, don't. We love it because whether you're loving us or hating us, you're viewing
engagement.
us. Hello. That's what I've learned. So as long as we're in your mouth, we taste good.
Oh, I need that on a shirt.
Well, I'm just known for dropping catchphrases at the dime.
We need somebody to go through every Queening Out episode and pull out all of your catchphrases.
They could. And we're waiting for you. Preferably a manufacturer who will also design the t-shirt, sell the t-shirt, and just give me a profit.
100% of the profit.
Because I don't have time to be adding more additional merch to my line.
Well, we did get some emails in.
Yes, at Laganjos.
Laganjos@gmail.com.
That's right. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always email us and you might end up on our show.
Well, the first email is from Autumn. Autumn says, "Hello, Joseph and Laganja. Happy to see that you're both doing the Queening Out series again. I'm really excited for this All-Star season. The cast is really great and I'm enjoying watching it so far. So anyways, I was wondering, why hasn't the show made an all-stars, all-drama season? Or am I forgetting a previously already existing one, where the competitors are from previous seasons and known for causing a lot of drama? What do you both think of this idea? And if you like it, who would you cast?"
Ooh, Autumn's in her villain era.
She's loving the villain era.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think it's been thrown around many times, getting the Gia Guns of it all back. I think it would be really fun. I think people would enjoy it. The drama would be high. Now we've got Plain Jane to throw in the mix. So I think it's a great idea. I'd love to see it.
I think it's a great idea, but my one qualm would be, would they actually get the villains? Because a lot of the villains that they have kind of not had great relationships with World of Wonder.
Right.
So then it's getting those people back. So
that's probably why they actually don't do a villain season now that I think of it. You're right. Most of the villains are like, fuck that show. But I don't know if you watched, there was this new show that had Tiffany Pollard in it. It was like Villains,
House of Villains. Yeah.
I loved it. And Candy Muse is going to be on season 2. So, which I don't really think of her as a villain. Was she a villain on her season?
I don't really
I thought she was just loud.
Yeah, she was just loud.
It's like me. People always say that I'm a villain. I'm like, I wasn't really a villain. I was just annoying. But I love that whole just vibe of people who are not afraid to speak their mind. So I think it would make for great television.
But then I wonder how that would even play out if everybody's villains.
I love it. Drinks being thrown.
I think they should have everybody be villains and then one person who's not a villain.
Me, and I just feel very attacked the whole time.
Hey, I can get behind it.
Yeah, right.
And remember, you can send us an email at laganjos@gmail.com, LAGANJOES@gmail.com.
Wow, I love the jingle today.
Yeah, ba-doom. Cha. So we're getting into the third episode.
This was a good one.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it.
I feel like this season, I don't know, I'm just really enjoying this a
I
lot
am
more.
too, and I'm so grateful because, sometimes it's like pulling teeth. It's a little boring, but this season so far is really good. I think the talent and the level of drag is just amazing.
Yeah, and everybody keeps bringing it, and then nobody's getting eliminated again, which I love.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it too. I do still think it like keeps us from getting a lot of drama, like the scissors and all that. It's like, oh no, I can't get a badge. It feels a little lame, but as I said, if I were to ever go back, this is the way I'd want to do it because all your looks are going to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
this is hilarious. Look at this. What's happening? Y'all said something about my lighting was off. So now the sweet man is over here inching the light ever so carefully to make sure I'm more lit for you, mama.
Yeah, the things we do.
Sorry, I was just it's so funny. He's over there moving. I'm like, oh, that did it, Gorge. That 2 inches you moved it over. Now I'm fully lit.
The girls are talking to Nina West about they cannot wait to see what's under her lip sync dress. And I think that she should have gotten a lip sync dress on.
Baby, that was a hot mess. I felt bad for her. Them Velcros they got her, girl.
And Chanel and Nina are like, oh my goodness, like what's going to happen? I feel like this is going to be an acting challenge. What if it's Snatch Game? I'm doing Liberace. And then
I'm doing Liberace. And then it was the battle of the dueling pianists. Or should I say pianists?
I like that word. Pianists.
Of course you do.
What when I was like younger and that movie came out, The Pianist with Adrian Brody.
Of course.
And I think he was naked or whatever.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, so you love a skinny mini.
I just wanted to see a penis. When I went to Blockbuster, I was like, I want to see what's up.
Literally.
When I went into Blockbuster when I was younger, they had I used to love, I still do, I love horror movies.
Yeah.
Horror
FYI,
movies.
Blockbuster is a place where you used to go to rent movies for all those youngins out there.
So I would go in the horror section. And
the horror section?
Horror.
Oh, horror. Yeah,
Horror.
yeah. I get those two confused a lot. It's my favorite section.
I started with Friday the 13th and I got into, Nightmare on Elm Street. But the only reason I was watching it is because there always were girls with boobs. They were always running with boobs. You always saw the girls' boobs or the girls' ass.
And you were into that?
No.
Oh.
I was waiting for the one day that a dick was going to show up.
Okay. Now it makes sense.
But it never did.
Yeah. I was about to say, I could fulfill that boob fantasy if you want. With my little chichas.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Times are changing.
I just got this new app, girl. So I went and saw my really good friend, Cassandra James. Another trans sister, drop dead gorgeous, so natural. And we were talking, and she, admittedly, is boy crazy. And I told her, ever since my transition, I haven't really been into the men of it all, and that I lost a lot of my sex drive when I started HRT. But now that I'm on progesterone, I'm starting to gain it back, and that, I want to get out there. I want to start dating again, but that I'm a little, hesitant. There it is. So she was like, you got to download this app, Field, F-E-E-L-D. Now, she didn't really fully explain what the app was. She just said it's for open-minded people and that there is a category where people will specifically select that they are interested in trans women. So, when you're talking to someone, that it's someone who, is actually comfortable. Because a lot of the times, I was on Raya for famous people and it was horrible. They were putting me all up with a bunch of gays. I'm like, girl, these gays do not want breasts with their PP. No. So anyways, I download the app. I create the profile. My friend Jonathan, who's here in studio with us today, looked at my profile, said it's very good. I'm very real on it. I gave normal, nice pictures without a lot of Photoshop. And then, of course, where I'm fully gorged. Anyway, so I start chatting with guys yesterday, and the conversation turns to kink real quickly. And I was like, wait, I'm so confused. So I finally got this one lovely gentleman who explained to me that the app is really for kink. It's not just for the open-minded. So, of course, I text Cassandra today, and I was like, girl, you forgot to mention that I was going to, there's all these terms. I don't even know, ENM or ENI, or I don't even know. I'm going to have to, do some research. But it's very, for people who are coupled and looking for a third, or it's interesting. But there is also some men who seem to be legit and interested. So we'll see. I don't remember what the point of this tangent was. What did you just say that brought me on all of this?
I actually don't know, but hey, I'm enjoying it.
I get medicated, before these episodes, so y'all got to give the girl some slack. But there was something we were talking about. God only knows. Well, anyways, the point of the story is your girl is on dating apps and she's ready for some cock. A doodle-doo dandy.
You know what? That's going to be your new TikTok thing that's going to go viral.
Oh, what's the one that they love?
What was the one?
I want to be cunt and kindness or something like this.
Serving cunt and...
No, it was like, what do you want to be remembered for? And I was like, I want to be remembered for being kind and cunt. And then you have like that one did. So this will be the new one.
That'll be the new one.
I'm looking for some cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
That's a good one.
Love that.
Really good one.
Okay. Well, anyways, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Liberace's
Dueling pianos. Pianist. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Let's get into the video.
It always comes back to penis.
Oh, always. I did think that it was funny when everybody was like, I was going to be Liberace. I was going to be Liberace. And then I thought about it and I was like, that would be the most hilarious thing if the whole cast of girls band together and we're all doing the exact same character.
That's fun. I like this.
I would have loved it.
Yeah. Let's do that, girls.
But let's do it. 1 year.
1 year.
So Rue ends up going through and he's doing the walkthrough and he's figuring out who they're going to be.
Yeah, figuring out. People are whispering in his ear.
Mm-hmm.
I love from one wig, he's like, oh, you're doing Marlena Dietrich. It's like, how'd you know?
It's like, oh, I know that wig.
Right.
Plastique and Roxy are the first two up.
Yeah.
Plastique ends up saying that she's going to do Ali Wong. Roxy Andrews said she's going to do Tasha Salad.
You don't live? Now, I live for that because for those youngins out there again, Tasha Salad is a very famous queen who came before all of us. One of the reasons why all of us have platforms today. So I like that she was throwing it back to a classic, an icon. You know, like Coco Peru, all the girls who came before us. Lady
Salad,
Bunny.
somebody before us?
Yeah.
I thought it was just that girl that she did on the...
Oh, no, it's Head of Lettuce.
Head of Lettuce. I was like...
Oh, so who's Tasha Salad?
During season 5 of Roxy's original season, they had like that TV challenge or whatever, and she did that thing, and she was doing a character. I completely
missed it. So I totally thought it was Head of Lettuce. Oops. This is, marijuana.
Yeah, it was just a character that she had done on a previous season. It would be like Alaska doing a little pound cake, maybe.
Okay, got it. Well, since I didn't remember the original character, I'm going to go ahead and say, yikes.
Gottmik and Angeria come up. Gottmik is going to be doing Pal, who played Lassie in the 40s.
Now, before I'd seen it, I was like, this is questionable.
That's what I said.
But I was watching it with Gia Gunn. Check out our TikToks. And she was like, no, she's going to hit it out of the park. And I was like, you think? This seems so odd.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
And Angeria is going to do
herself.
Marla Gibbs from the Jeffersons. Yes.
Herself.
I was so excited. I put it on my Instagram story yesterday, or Instagram reel. I was watching, and Rue was like, oh, you did Tammy Brown last year, or last time.
Right.
And you did, like, it was a little questionable or whatever.
It was funny.
And then Angeria was like, oh, Tammy loved it. She called me Angoria. And then... that was referencing the interview when I interviewed Tammy Brown, and she was like, Angoria?
Oh my God.
So I felt like I had a little moment in there.
The synapses were firing.
Yeah.
Love it.
I was so excited.
You were in it. You are Drag Race.
I was in it. I am Drag Race. Bring me on for a makeover challenge next.
Down.
And then we had Vanjie and Georges. Georges, I was confused.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious, but like, John Leguizamo.
Uh-huh. I don't really know how to say his last name either, so I get it.
What really irked me is that Rue goes, oh, you're going to be playing Chi Rodriguez, like from the movie Tu Wong Fu. Like, Rue was so, like, questioning it, and I was like, Rue, you were in this movie.
Right.
You know exactly who she's doing.
And a Confederate flag coming down from the ceiling. Iconic. Truly.
Maybe she wanted to act like she wasn't a part of that.
Right. She was trying to be real. Like, oh, what is that? Yeah.
And then Vanjie's going to be Cleopatra.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know she was going to serve Hood Cleopatra. So in the beginning, I was like, okay, that could be cool.
Yeah.
It could be interesting. Could be.
I think that is what's really kind of taken the Snatch game away from me to some degree, is when girls come in and they choose a character and they just do an personified version of themselves.
I agree.
And
I think that's the problem.
It's
you got to do something that is in your wheelhouse that's similar to your character that you're able to execute, but you still want it to be different enough from you that we can differentiate you from the character.
And while I think that there are a lot of moments that can be funny in that stuff, it's like, I think that the line has now been crossed so far that as long
You're
as
not
you're making Rue
impersonating
laugh,
anymore.
yeah,
Right.
you're good.
Right.
Which I'm like, I kind of want to get back to the characterizations of some of these people.
Right. Or you do something like Got Mick where it's completely made up.
Yes.
So that you're able to. But even that was so different than how Got Mick acts. That's why it was so successful.
Well, we are going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to get right into the Snatch Game of Love, the least favorite one. I think that's my least favorite one. Snatch Game of Love.
You prefer it when they're all together.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more when we're back.
And we are back. It's about time to get into the Snatch Game of Love, which I said I really do not like. But before, there was something that really bugged me.
Okay.
Before they were getting in the Snatch Game, the co-founder of the Palette Fund,
That's right.
Terrence Mack, comes out and the fund is basically going to be giving that $200,000 to whatever charity ends up winning. My issue is I don't think he was there. I think he was green screened in.
Why?
Because he literally is more than 6 feet away from RuPaul. There's never a shot of them together. He walks in and his lighting is different.
Really?
Yeah, you only see shots of him. You don't see shots of him with anybody else. There's no two shots, like nothing.
Not the conspiracy theories.
I'm determined. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
We're going to figure this out.
Okay.
And we also figure out that whoever wins, the two winners, they're going to get one badge for themselves
That's
and
right.
one to give.
We love a gift.
I thought about this really hard.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. About, like, I was doing the math in my head.
Okay.
And I was like, if I won this and I won the lip sync, I would cut the person I give the badge to.
Okay.
So,
Because?
okay, hypothetically speaking, let's say that I get a badge and I get to give it away. I give it to you, but I don't cut you.
Okay.
Next week, what if you get another badge?
Right. Okay.
So then
So you're sort of doubling down. You're like, here's one, but I'm cutting you for next week. Okay. I think that's smart.
So then you're preventing somebody from getting two
double.
altogether. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get into the Snatch Game of Love.
Oh. Well, the first group was rough.
I thought that the first group was better than the second group.
Well, I thought the first group was rough.
Who do you think was the roughest? Out of these four?
Honestly, Georgia's. I do.
You didn't like the
I mean, it was so dumb. It had funny moments, but I felt like Angeria was playing herself. I thought she was head of lettuce, so I didn't get that. I thought, like, they kept saying that Chanel was so lost in the character, but, like, I don't know. I didn't really feel like she was very Liberace, like, ish. Like, I don't know. I didn't buy it. I thought she looked amazing.
Yeah, she looked
Loved
great.
the look. And then, yeah, I just thought, John Leguizamo was just a little weak.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't love their energy. You thought this group was better than the second?
I thought this group was better than the second because
Interesting.
the way that I was taking it is Chanel was more of a deadpan Liberace. But when I say deadpan, Liberace wasn't known for being like so extravagant and out there.
Was he not? Because
like,
that's the other thing. I was like, I don't really actually know how Liberace acted.
I think that it was more of like a expression in outfits, expression for who you are. But I don't think that it was
He was as
vocal and out.
flamboyant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, see, I like Nina's better just because I thought it was
It gave
funnier.
more dimension.
It was funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that Angeria did a good job. I thought that there were some laughs that were cute. I was not feeling head of lettuce at all.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I just thought this group was a little weak. There wasn't as much banter back and forth between them as characters. And I don't know. I kind of knew that Monet was going to pick Georges, though.
Oh, yeah, because Kevin came out.
Yeah. Oh, that's his real name, right? Kevin. Well, I loved that they allowed him to wear Gucci on the show. I was like, how did they get that?
I didn't even think about that.
How did they get that okayed?
How did they get that okay?
I don't know. Because she ain't wearing fake Gucci. I would have. Now, this is real, but usually it's fake. Usually it is. Or as my girlfriend likes to call it, custom.
Can you tell when something is custom?
Me, personally, no, I can't. I can't.
Do you
I'm
think
not that girl who looks at stitches and is like, oh, that stitch is off. This must be fake. I love fakes. I'm all about it. Why would I spend thousands of dollars on a bag that I could get for a couple hundred?
Yeah.
I mean, now this is real too. But mostly it's fake. Most of my stuff is fake. I just happen to be wearing 2 real pieces today to show off.
I'm glad you did show off.
Hey, if you want to know a real true story, it's actually the outfit I wore last night. didn't have the energy to pick out something new and didn't get a picture last night. So I said, well, rinse, recycle.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Hey.
Smells good, actually. I usually bathe in perfume, so we're good.
I would have loved it if you smelled yourself and was like, smells good.
Yeah, right.
So Kevin Monet ends up actually picking Georges.
Yeah, she was the sluttiest. It's who I would have picked too. I would have been like, oh, that girl sounds like fun. Yeah. She was committed enough. I don't know. I felt like such an iconic character. I mean, Tu Wong Fu, Little Latin Boy, Why Are You Crying? You know, I just felt like she could have pushed it more. There could have been more jokes in there. But overall, I think they all did okay. No one was horrible. No one bombed it like we do have in this next group.
Yeah, I don't think anybody bombed it. I also think that Georges chose this character because she does look like Chi-Chi from like a perspective, and probably somebody was like, oh, you should do Chi-Chi.
Right. Yeah, no, it was a smart choice. I just felt like the character wasn't fully there.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so next group up.
I'm sorry, I just have to say, Gottmik blew me away. I literally had to text him and be like, look, if I were ever to go back to the show, like, this is how I would want to be. Like, it was the epitome of artistry, not only in the Snatch game, but also in the runway. It was just a home run. I thought it was so creative. I thought her prosthetics were amazing. It was so original. It was so funny. I mean, everything out of her mouth was just, you could tell it was on the fly, but you could tell she'd really thought about the character, developed what it was going to be. Because in the workroom, she was like, I don't know, she might even have a British accent. And it's like, I think she really did think about it. I don't think it was as like, oh, carefree as she may have come off of, because it just was too good. It was too good. I mean, I was dying laughing. I was blown away. It was a home run for me.
The tongue was
hilarious
everything to me. I was like, I would have never thought of that. Like,
really?
If I
dog
were to do that. I know, but like just the way I was like, oh, this is.
It was so funny. It was so funny. I loved it.
I died when Miss Vanjie was in a rug.
That was hilarious.
That was
Maybe
the
a
only moment.
bit like off, like Cleopatra.
Do you know the reference?
I don't.
So basically, there was a painting of Cleopatra and there was a rug below Cleopatra. So when they made the first movie, the Cleopatra movie back in like, I think it was the 30s or 40s, and then they also did it for the Elizabeth Taylor one, Cleopatra was rolled up in a rug and presented for like this scene. So it was like she was taking it off the movie. So.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I was like, Oriental rug and Cleopatra. Not for sure how those two go together, like culturally, but now I know that there's a reference for it. I mean, I just thought it was funny because it was unexpected. And, you know, when they're showing the panel and she's just all wrapped up, it was amazing. But yeah, I wish her character had been more developed. It's like, if you're going to take her hood, fine, but make sure there's still enough of the original references from Cleopatra so that I don't know, I just felt like she was playing Vanjie.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Nina West as Liberace.
I thought she nailed it.
You thought that out of the dueling Liberace, she was better.
I did. Yeah, I just thought she was more funny. She brought more to the character. She was, playing with the other characters and had more quips. It was more energetic. Chanel looked better, of course, but I don't know. I thought Nina was better. What about you?
There was a part of me that just didn't believe it was Liberace. Like her jokes and what she was saying made sense because of Liberace, but she reminded me of Ben de la Crème's character of Paul Lent.
Who?
Paul Lent. He was like an old host and actor and stuff. She did him, I think, for All Stars 2. Or All Stars 3. All Stars 4. Whatever, All Stars 3.
Okay. I don't remember that, but I loved, was it on the show or was it my friend who said it was Lady Munster?
Oh, that was RuPaul.
That was funny.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I can see that reference for sure. Yeah.
And then Ali Wong.
Bless her heart. This was a bomb.
Beef!
This was a bomb. I was sad for her. She's done so good up to this point. I was like, oh, why didn't we go get an acting coach or actually work with Ali who could have made you amazing? And maybe she did. I don't know. But it just wasn't funny. And I loved the show Beef. Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, girl, you got to watch it.
Okay.
It's so good. Anyone who hasn't watched it on Netflix, binge it. It's so good. And there was, again, a lot more material that I think she could have done besides just relying on beef. And it's like, if you're going to just rely on beef, then have it be different types of beef. Let there be more riffs on the beef. You can't just say beef over and over and think it's funny.
She should have pulled a microphone out of her beef and then done a stand-up part.
Okay, love that idea. That's unique.
Something.
Something. Yeah, I just think it could have been more for sure. And like, I'm like, is Allie pregnant? I didn't really get that part.
Yeah, I think that she was playing off the pregnant.
So she is pregnant right now?
She was pregnant for the last special she did.
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't seen the last one.
Yeah, I feel like that's the vibe.
The vibe. Okay. Yeah, it was a flop.
Have you thought in your head, if you were to go back?
I have.
So you have them in your head?
I do. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I want to say it just in case I ever go back. I want it to be a surprise. But I'm never going to go back, so I'll just say it. I'd do Dame Edna.
That's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, again, the voice is so different, and I think that's part of it. You want to choose someone who is like you. So Dame Edna was very over the top. She also maybe had some issues with trans people, which I think could be funny because I have issues with trans people. So, I would play on that. And I just love it because, her voice is very like, well, hello, possums. And I don't think anyone would expect that of me. The only issue is like, do you know who Dame Edna is? I knew it. The young kids don't know who she is. Yes, that's her. Can't you see me? The resemblance is uncanny. Let me see her phone. Can they see this on camera? Yeah, sure. Look at her. She's gorgeous. Me and her have the same chins. I love it. So yeah, I would want to be her. I think that would be really funny. So yeah, that's who I would go on. And if I were to ever go back, like I would go see an acting coach and I would really get the dialect down because she's Australian, I believe, right? Not British. She's Australian, right? Yeah. So I, would want to get that dialect down. I would want to make a lot of Australian jokes to tie in my buds over there. But yeah, it's never going to happen. So sorry.
I thought about it really hard.
Oh yeah, who would you be?
I would be Eve Plum as Jan Brady.
Who's Eve Plum, the actress?
The actress for Jan Brady.
Okay, but see, this is how I feel about John Leguizamo. It's like you weren't really being him; you were being the character. So I think if you were to do it, you would just say, "I'm being." Who? Jan Brady?
Yeah, but you can't do that.
Oh, why?
Because of copyright. That's why they can't do it.
Oh, that's why they do the actor name. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All I know is Marsha.
Yeah, and George Glass? Come on.
I just never watched the Brady Bunch. Too white.
Yeah, but Rue would have a thing to it because Rue was in the Brady Bunch movies.
Got it. Okay.
So there would be like a
tie-in.
The other one that I was thinking about was doing Colonel Sanders.
That's funny from KFC.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Right? That would be like
also, was gagged, didn't really recognize Raven at all.
Raven transforms
Mama,
like a raven.
She has got the glow on.
Yes.
The glow, the pump, the lip. I was gagged. I was like, oh, that's Raven. It took me a second to like really recognize her. She looks so different.
That's so Raven.
That is so Raven. Yeah. And who did she end up choosing?
She ended up choosing Liberace.
Right.
So all in all, what would you rate the Snatch game?
I didn't hate it. I actually thought that the second group, like I said, was much better. I'd give it a second group, I think gets an 8. First group for me, a 6.
Okay.
So in the mid-high range.
I would say both get a 6.5.
Okay.
Because I do think that the past few Snatch games on any of the seasons have not been amazing. The only thing that I remember has been, I remember Jinx's Judy Garland.
That was great.
And I remember Jimbo's Shirley Temple.
That was
those
incredible.
Are the two. Like, I'm like, I want another one of those moments.
Right. Yeah, we haven't had another breakout moment really per se.
Yeah.
Although I think Got Mick is a breakout moment.
I do too.
I think this one should go down in history.
It was really good.
Yeah. Love it.
Right. Well, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And when we get back, we're going to get into the buttons, the badges,
looks.
the looks. Oh, I forgot we had
the
looks.
badges, the looks, the badges, and all of that.
You went out last night?
I know. Until past midnight.
What?
After like 12:03.
Wow.
Still past midnight.
There was someone passing out $5 Spanx last night. So
What do you mean passing them out?
had a sign that said $5 for a spank, and they were spanking people.
Oh, I thought you meant Spanx.
Oh,
like
wow, those should have been passed out too. I could have used a pair.
So we are back. I want to say that RuPaul has been giving me candy every single runway they've walked out.
Okay, look, I've liked the looks, but this tinfoil look was not it for me.
I was waiting for the chocolate bar to come out.
It was not it for me.
It's chocolate.
It's not good. I mean, look at the shape. It's just not giving it.
But the last one, you remember, she
Loved.
was like the
that was that candy
Yeah.
we talked about, ribbon candy, so gorgeous.
Maybe she's going to be a candy each time.
Okay.
Maybe next time she'll be a Tootsie Roll Pop.
I taste just like candy. So dance with me. No.
What's up?
You know that one?
No.
Do you know this one?
I feel like
I think you do. Okay, good. It's not that old.
Well,
Wait, but before we get into looks,
Yes.
aren't we going to talk about the whole math of it
yes,
all?
let's talk about the whole math of it all.
Girl, I was so lost. I've never felt more dumb in my life. I was like, what are they talking about? And I'm sitting there with Gia Gunn, so
Yeah.
you know she's fully lost. Like, I just didn't understand it. What was the strategy that Roxy was coming up with?
Okay, so there was the strategy of if Nina and Chanel won, then they basically were saying they're going to give their extra badge to each other. So then they
Okay,
each would have
that
two
one I
badges.
follow. That
Makes
one I
sense.
follow.
Then Roxy was basically saying that if Got Mick were to win, and if Got Mick were to give her badge to Angeria, then that would probably be best case scenario because Angeria would have the most badges, and then people would keep blocking her in the future.
I see. Okay.
So-
So is that what ended up happening? Who did Gottmik give it to?
We don't know who they gave the badges to.
Oh, we don't know
We don't
yet.
know.
That's
They're going
right.
to reveal it at the
next
first
episode.
next
Okay.
episode.
Who did she chop? Oh, Georges. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I didn't get that
I was
either.
like, why would you chop Georges? This is weird. But yeah, no, I was lost. I didn't get the math of it all. And I was like, I'm just like my mother, Alyssa, who is on the GOAT. You know, we've mentioned that on this podcast. And she had no strategy going in, and ultimately it bit her in the ass. And I'm like, I feel like I'm the same way. Like, I just don't understand all that conniving and scheming. Like, I don't get that. I'm like, I just want to be good, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work in these games.
No.
You got to have strategy.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to really think about it. So we're getting into the look.
A tale of two titties.
Oh,
Maybe
I was-
that's why I'm feeling my breastises
Because
today.
of the tail of two titties?
I think so.
Where's your tail?
Tucked.
A tale of two titties. First up, we had Angeria Paris Van Michael giving very Game of Thrones dragon.
I love it. It's perfection. The body looks amazing. The stoning on the outfit is out of control. The airbrushing on the suit is so cool. I mean, I love the shape. I don't love the tail if I had to be picky. It's like a little thick for me. I wish it would like went longer and was more spiky. It looks a little bit like a worm. But I love the hair and the makeup. I thought it was a great look. Solid.
I agree. I think that it wasn't the best, but
Yeah.
I do think that it was a really
Wasn't the most original.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really great look. I
Yeah.
loved it. We have Miss Roxy Andrews as Jessica Rabbit. I will say I liked this.
Okay.
I had one issue.
Okay.
The back.
What was on the back?
I did not like seeing the breastplate and the because like when she
I
turns,
see
there's
it,
like
yeah.
the pure.
Maybe she had a purple boa.
Oh,
that could have helped
she
hidden
should have
it.
had the purple boa.
My biggest qualm was the hair. I think the hair should have been red. I get that she put the nod of the red in the front of the bang, but I just felt like the white was too
Roger Rabbit.
bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she was trying to give us both. I loved the carrot. The stoning was immaculate. But I'll be honest, I didn't love the look.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I don't know. I've seen other Jessica Rabbits. Like I thought of Heidi Klum. She went as Jessica Rabbit one year
Yes,
for
for
Halloween, and
Halloween.
it was so major. So I was a little disappointed. I have to be honest.
I liked it.
Okay, good.
Wait, there was another comment, and it literally said Joseph's opinions of anything is saying yes to Laganja, and I was like,
Not true.
sometimes.
Yeah. When you feel that way.
Okay, Chanel comes out in this scorpion. I will say I love the colors, but could we have given the girl something so she didn't have to hold up the tail the whole time?
Right. Especially because then later we see Vanjie and
Vanjie
her
and
tail
Tella.
is holding itself. I mean, I hear you. It didn't bother me so much that she was holding it. I think what bothered me is the color of the nude bodysuit.
Okay.
It felt a little too white.
Too white.
Because like you can see like her actual leg tone is much tanner. So that bothered me a bit. I also felt it was like a little bit bare. I wish there was scales like painted on to the bodysuit or in the print of the bodysuit. But I liked the idea. The mug was correct. The hair was correct. It definitely got a pass from me. I think it was cool. But again, not necessarily my favorite look of the night.
I agree.
I love it. You were like, people just say I agree with you, and then
I agree.
you do.
But I do. But I brought up the thing about the tail. But at
Yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
day, I do think that some more stuff should be added. It is a little bare on the side. And
But last week she went too overboard and added too much stuff. So it's like you got to find that happy balance, you know? That's why I think a subtle pattern and a darker skin tone, I think this look would have been set off.
George's as a chihuahua. That's what she said
That's what she said, right?
I wasn't a fan.
I wasn't a huge fan either. I mean, I think it's cool that she went in a different direction. It's very well done. But again, for me, it feels a little bit cosplay, which is just not my vibe in drag. Like, I know Gia loved the feet and thought the shoes were so cool. I'm like, oof, ugly. I would never walk in that. So, it's just a different aesthetic than what I gravitate towards. But I do think the outfit is executed well. I mean, it's well made. It's cool. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't reach my liking.
I think that there were two things that played into my opinion. One, it was seeing Gottmik's face be a dog just before that. And then now George's is a chihuahua, which is a dog. And also...
Thank you. I did not know Chihuahua was a dog. Thank you so much for clarifying.
And I loved Simone's fox that she did.
Right.
So I think that was a lot more developed.
And that fox was like very fashion.
Yes.
Whereas, like I said, the fashion aspect of this is more on the cosplay side, which just, to me, goes more into like a caricature as opposed to like couture.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, fuck. Can't say that anymore. Next up, Miss Vanjie as a pink scorpion. The judges said what I thought.
I know. I thought so too. And then she was like, well, let me have you find something this tailored. And I'm like, you're right. It wouldn't be as tailored if it was off the rack. So it is clearly made for you. But yeah, it just felt a little simps, It wasn't like fully like done up. But I mean, the back piece was amazing. The light ups was so cool. I love the hair. I love the monochromaticness of it all. I just felt like, again, if maybe there was a scale pattern on the outfit or some other sort of detail to elevate this a bit more, it would have taken it into the next level. But it did feel a little simple to me.
Yeah. I just feel like even if it was just she sequined the outfit or she added something to it, it just looked too pink to where you couldn't respect the tail and everything together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, when she brought up the tailoring, I was like, you're right. Like, it is so snatched and they zoomed in, and I think there were details on the pants that, again, we just couldn't see from far away because it was all in pink. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I think it's cool. It's definitely something I would wear. But again, not my favorite. It didn't stand out really. And especially since I liked Chanel's coloring more. I liked the metallics. That felt more scorpion to me.
Nina West as she was
Solar
a comet.
system?
It was a comet with the tail at the top, the comet at the bottom, and then the two planets as the tits. I just thought it looked like a school project.
I loved it.
Oh.
I thought it was so good. I thought it was so different for her. It was elevated. I love the crazy hair. I thought it was really unique that she took it in a different direction than everyone else. I liked how it was very Lee Bowery. I thought the stoning on the boobs was very impressive. I liked the black hole joke. I loved it. I thought it was super cool. It is a little arts and crafts. I definitely get where you're coming with from that. But drag is arts and crafts, so I liked it. I thought it was cool. I stand by it.
I don't agree.
Okay, that's fine. Why don't you agree? You think it looks too homemade, or what?
I'm not saying it looks too homemade because I do think that the planets and the piece at the top and everything are beautiful. To me, it just looks like they're glued onto a dress. When I wish that it would be a little bit more incorporated into the dress.
Like as if maybe the black fabric came around it and it was more like a bustier?
I'm thinking if she would have cut half of that and it would have been like that. Like I think the meshing into the outfit was...
So you mean because she used the full sphere,
yes.
It's protruding off of her too much. Whereas if it cut in half and then it would have been more like real breasts.
Yes.
Right, but it's planets. They're not real breasts. So she's giving you the full circumference. No, can't convince him. Well, it's fine. This is the whole point of drag, right? Not everybody loves everything.
But that's okay.
But I did, and I thought she looked cool, and I was proud of her because I thought it was elevated for her style. This is so different. We don't ever see her in something this full out and in such a direction. So I appreciated it.
Next up, we had Plastique Tiara. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what the reference was. I love this.
Now, this is the same look as Georgia's, and you love this one.
Baby, it is not the same look
as Georgia. She's got the weird feet.
Not.
I think it's very
She's
similar.
got like the 9 tails in the back. Her face is done well.
The mug is incredible.
Titties,
The breasts
the
are
hair.
great. I like the hair. It's a good look. It's definitely better than George's. But for me, again, it's in that same category of like cosplay, anime. Like, so those things just don't speak to me, you know? But it is well done. I think she looks gorgeous. I love the adornments on the ears and in the hair. And, you know, it's very well done. It's just not my style.
Mm-hmm. Just like Nina's wasn't my style.
Right. There it is. See?
Got Mick. This was out of this world.
It was incredible. And, you know, if I had to critique it, of course, because I always will, I'm like, well, it is a little simple down on the bottom, but it's like, because of the statement, it didn't need extras. And I thought that was so smart of her. Now, notice we never really got to see the back of the look. So I wonder what was going on in the back. But just the creativity and, again, the inspiration, the artistry, it inspired me. It was just, I just thought it was so incredible. I mean, she's literally carrying her breasts in a bag. It's just, it's iconic, and it just speaks so much to the trans community.
Yeah.
It's giving, you know, representation to so many trans men out there, which I think is so beautiful. And the mug, the hair, it was just, it was fashion. It was couture. It was of the now. It was pushing the knife and the edge forward, and I'm here for
pushing
it.
the knife forward. Hey.
Yes.
Ooh.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Brilliant.
I loved it too. I thought that it was such a great concept, such a great idea. I also loved that she did her own hands, and the hands that were around her, I loved that they actually stayed in the right position. That made me so happy because I could see it going so wrong to where like a knife is like on the wrong side or something. But
what do you mean she did her own hands? Those are casts of her own hands? Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, it was just incredible. I just thought, wow, she hit a home run.
Yeah.
So I had to text her and just be like, babe, I'm inspired. Like, you inspired me this week. Like, truly, I was like, oh, I want to go back to the show and be as good as her.
So good.
Amazing. Yeah, overall, it was a great runway. I felt everybody did good. No one was a flop. There were just certain looks, like I said, that weren't my taste or my style. So what about you?
I feel the exact same way. I feel like there wasn't anything that I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, they were giving all-star quality.
But they were giving all-star quality. Everything was elevated. While you didn't necessarily like Plastic Tiara, I loved. I thought that that was very beautiful. What would have been your tale of two titties?
Maybe Pamela Anderson.
Ooh.
I love her. I'm
What
just
would
trying
have
to
been
think
your
of
tail?
did Nina have a tail? No.
Yeah, there was the comet's tail on her head.
Oh, smart. I didn't realize you had to have a tail too.
It was a tail. I guess it's a tail in two titty. And
okay.
so like how Got Mick had the ponytail.
Oh, smart. Okay. See, wow.
Opening your eyes.
I didn't get any of the. I don't know. I really don't know what I would have done for this challenge, to be honest. This is when I would be grateful that I have a team of creatives that would help me come up with something, because nothing comes to mind really. When I think of breasts, I just think of Pamela Anderson and milk. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in milk and cookies?
You've asked me this before.
It's a famous thing.
And I feel
From Gia and Katya. It doesn't mean anything.
that's why people always would put it on my videos, on the Katya video.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
My new one with Gia is titty milk.
Why?
Who knows? I never know how these things start. It just does. The other one's rare. We just rare at each other. It's crazy. We're crazy. We're cuckoo.
So you're back like friendly with, I was gonna say with Laganja. I was gonna say, you're back friendly with Gia.
You know, we really are. We're working on it. Team Too Much is building the relationship again. You know, we've been through a lot of ups and downs, but right now we're on an up.
That's good.
Yes.
It's good that you're also open about that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think that's the thing with family, right? We fuss and we fight, but at the end of the day, we always have love for each other. So, yeah, it's been fun. We've been having a good time. We've been getting together and doing the review for the show on the TikTok. And I just recently put her in Laganja drag, and then she put me in Gia drag. We did a drag swap, Freaky Friday style.
Ooh.
So that was pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, I've always loved her, even when we weren't, you know, necessarily on the best terms. I've always wanted her to succeed. And you know, I mean, that's my trans sister. It's one of the main reasons that I was able to transition, is because I saw her do it and saw that it was feasible. So yeah, nothing but love.
You know what I would love for Gia? Mm-hmm. I want her and Adore to get back together and recreate that scene
From the horror show?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Oh.
They don't make them like they used to, gal.
Oh my gosh, and Vivacious' head.
So wait, so you were asking me, did I think the judges got it right? Did you ask me that?
No, but hey.
Do you want to ask me that?
Yeah. So, do you think the judges got it right when they chose Got Mick and Nina West as the top two?
Oh my gosh, what a shocking question. Yes, I do. It was the first time where I was like, yes, they got it right. They picked the best two, in my opinion, because I liked Nina's look and I liked her Snatch game. So I did feel like they were the strongest two, but you did not. So who would have you picked?
Who would have you picked?
Yeah.
Who would have you picked?
Who would have you picked?
Who would you have picked?
Oh, I'm saying it wrong?
No, I don't know. It just sounded weird.
Who would have you picked?
Who would have I picked? I would have picked Got Mick 100%.
For sure.
I do think Nina was great, and I think that she would probably be in my top three. Actually, maybe Nina and God Mick. There's a part of me that would want it. There's a part of me that feels like...
Well, because you thought Chanel was better.
I did think she was
better.
But her
runway, do you think was better than Nina's?
No.
Okay, so you do agree that Nina's runway was better than Chanel's.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, on those factors...
I'm getting him to come to my side.
Yeah, so to those factors, I think so. Yeah,
yeah, right? I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
This was the correct choice.
Let's talk about this lip sync to Banana by Anita, who was the guest judge this week.
Nana, 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 nana.
I was like, where is Nymphia Wind?
So true. It would have been very on brand for her.
It would have.
It was bad. It was bad. I felt so bad for Nina. Like, I literally was having anxiety watching it because I know what it's like to try to do multiple reveals, and it is so hard to, like, execute it. But it was just like all the reveals were bad. Like, she couldn't get one right. It was embarrassing. And it was also embarrassing because there was, like, stuff printed on it, and they never zoomed in on it. So we don't know what it said.
Fault, and that was rude. They should have done some zoom in.
I was like, so we don't know what it says, and it was all, like, cheaply made, and it was like, so I felt like Gottmik won by default. Yeah. I mean, I definitely do think she did better at, like, capturing the sexiness of Anita, but I wasn't necessarily blown away by her performance either,
It just bugged me. It's like she was waiting every single week to use this outfit. That's the whole point of the gag that she was doing. And I was excited for what's going to be under the outfit. And it just bugged me that also that they didn't zoom in to what was on the outfit. Yeah. I mean, didn't make sense.
Maybe we weren't missing much, and so that's why they were like, it doesn't matter.
I know I saw a picture of Michelle Visage, I think. I think I saw a picture of RuPaul. And then she had, like, Michelle on her asshole and, like, Ross Matthews on her tits. I don't know. It was something.
I didn't get it.
No, I didn't either. Well, Gottmik wins.
Yes, rightfully so.
$10,000 for her charity.
Yes, going to the trans fund.
Yes.
Love
and
that.
She decides to snip Georges.
Yeah, weird choice.
Very bizarre choice.
Didn't understand. Not that I'm saying that Georges isn't great. Like, if they had a dance challenge, absolutely you'd want to snip Georges. But I'm like, do we feel that a dance challenge is around the corner? I don't know. I think I would have gone with someone more of a heavy hitter, or, like you said, snip the person that you're going to give the badge to, which maybe that is Gottmik's plan.
I think there's going to be a little bit of a controversy.
Oh, what do you think?
Here
you go with your conspiracy theories.
I don't think Nina's going to give her badge to Chanel like she said she would.
You don't?
No, and I think Chanel's going to get pissed.
Oh, good. I love that.
That's just something that I'm, like, feeling.
I hope so.
Because
Stir it up.
It was a really weird thing because Nina and Chanel were talking, and Nina literally says, I think since the two Liberace's did, I'll give you my badge and you give me yours, whatever, if we win. And they agree. And then right before we're about to go into the lip sync, Nina West is in the confessional and she's like, I'm not giving my badge to Chanel if I had to give it or whatever. And I was like, oh.
But maybe that's because the plan is if they both won, then they would keep each other in. Because they both didn't win, then she can be more, snipey is the word I was thinking of, which is not a word.
Like a sniper?
I don't know. On TikTok at the end when you're battling, they're always like, snipe him, snipe him. It's weird. Snipey. Get into it. See?
I don't understand the battling. Can you tell me about this?
So it's like a thing, and, like, I'm still getting into it, but basically it's like taking your watchers and followers and battling against the other person's watchers and followers. And whoever gets the most gifts, i.e. money, wins the battle. It's bizarre. I don't know why people like doing it, but they do, so I'm doing it.
Do you get money?
You do.
Is it like okay money? Is it like,
it's
$20?
Okay. I think it depends. I think people who battle for a living and, like, do it for real are making lots of money. Yeah. For me, it's usually like, I think the most I've ever gotten off a TikTok live was like $60.
Hey.
But I'm doing my makeup. I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah,
So if I
so
can make
why
60
not
bucks,
make 60
I'm
bucks,
all
do it?
about it.
Yeah.
And as I've told my followers, I'm keeping all my money that I'm earning from TikTok in a separate fund that's going to help produce my album. So
Hey.
I have a goal with it. I'm not just going to go buy a pair of shoes. And so, I'm enjoying it. I actually am getting into the whole TikTok of it all. I think it's cool. I mean, I've never had a live where I got tipped before. That wasn't on Instagram. It wasn't on YouTube. So I appreciate the feature. I feel like they're looking out for their creators, but they're also taking half of what you make. So I really made $120, but that's why I'm only getting 60. So TikTok's making money. Boots. I know.
Half?
I
don't like that.
I know.
Well, guys, on that note, we are closing out. Remember to write us an email, laganjos@gmail.com. We may answer it on the air next week. And Laganja, where can everybody find you on the social medias?
You can find me at Laganja Estranja on all platforms except for TikTok. And now Giphy. That's right. I just got approved for Giphy. And I am the only Laganja Estranja. Although that's not true. They made me change it one more time. I think Giphy is just Estranja. It was so hard to get approved, girl. I had to go through all these hoops and bounds and create an email. And it was crazy. But I now can make GIFs, and when you search Laganja on any platform, you will see these created GIFs that I made, which I'm very proud of.
Hey.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I
should make one of you and I.
Yes.
Okay, we'll
should
do that. I'll make one of you and I.
Sounds good. Well, I'm Joseph Shepard.
Wait, you didn't tell people where they can find you.
I always do this. Joseph A. Shepard.
That's right. Can't forget the A.
Everything. You can't forget the A. There's other Joseph Shepards in the world.
You're the A number one, honey.
Do you ever look your name up on Google?
Girl, I'm notorious for this.
I looked my name up the other day, and there was an article, and apparently I am the head football coach in something in Alabama now.
Work, queen.
Yeah.
I could see it for you.
Yeah.
10 hut.
Locker room time, boys.
Yeah, that's the part I see more like. Yeah.
Well, I'm Joseph Shepard.
I'm Laganja Estranja.
And thanks for tuning into
Queening Out.
Bing bong.
Bye-bye.